Alright, see, I'm moving the head down to the rifle a little bit too much, so I need to have the head staged there, bring the rifle up to the eye, drive the shoulder forwards more. Thunder Chief is standing a little bit too vertically and flat-footed. Get on that lead knee, drive forward from the hips, manage that recoil from pushing him around. Pivoting the right foot and then turning the body, right, trying to be nice and smooth. Again, driving the shoulder forwards will help manage the shock of that recoil. Pulling in tight, drive the shoulder. Right here, so you're twisting your hips and your foot at the same time. You're kind of like doing a quarter pirouette. What I like to see you do is turn the right foot first, then take a step with the left foot. Give you a little bit more stability. You don't want to be moving like that on one foot. So twist and step. A little bit more natural movement. A little bit better for balancing as well. Alright, so here you'd want to drive and twist your left foot towards the target and then step with the right foot. However, you throw your leg back here. This is, again, you're going to be off balance. You're just kind of spinning on one foot. This is not going to be conducive to good balance. So we figured out your length of pull is too far, and see how I drive your shoulder and your upper body back. So you want to have a little bit more of a forward lean. Not hunching over, but just pushing into the gun a bit more with the body. So, we're walking forwards, forward pressure into the back of the gun, the shoulder, pulling in tight. We kind of relax until we're ready to shoot, but we should go ahead and be in our stance ready. So here I pivot the foot and try to have a smooth turn, where I'm not spinning on one foot and I'm trying to stay balanced the entire time. Head always has to turn towards the target. So we're going to see some difficulty here as it's, what foot do you turn with based on what step you're taking. So here we spin, right? This is okay. It's just, again, we're spinning a little bit too much momentum, and we're losing our balance here. So just taking more firm steps, trying to shift our feet, plant them, turn them, and then following with our hips. Our head and eyes will always lead. So here, the stock is a little bit high, right? So it's pressing into your face. You had to push it up once you presented it a little bit more. And I would say try to walk a little bit smoother here. We got a lot of up and down movement. It's going to make you want to bobble here. It's going to make it harder to shoot because you'll have more movement of the dot. Think about a book on your head, right? Again, here is I'm pushing my head down to the rifle, but we see that little snap to the up and right. We want to pull in both hands back, the left fingers into my left shoulder. This is the most difficult thing here, and so I think you're finding yourself off balance pretty quickly. So figuring out this footwork, right? You're not crossing your legs too bad, and I mentioned the crab walk. However, yeah, you're kind of losing it a little bit there. So I would practice that. I kind of stutter step here in the middle of my draw. I'm not sure what I'm doing, but that's something I want to pay attention to. It should be a nice smooth L, right? Bring the front sight up to the eye and push straight out to the target. Fire once the arms are locked out. Shoulders up and forwards, nose to the back of the gun to align the sights to the eye naturally. Alright, so this is switching to the left hand. I would say try to practice with the left hand. You'll see my first shot where it lands way off to the left side of the target, and then I have to do a left-handed reload. I have not done this enough to where I can say I've practiced it, right? So you see me kind of bobble the mag, pulling the mag out of the carrier. However, I understand the mechanic here, and so I just thought about it step by step as I did it. Wasn't super fast. Mechanically was good, and then I get a good center shot through the center there. Just work on it. It's like a grip issue with that low left, and then the second shot is good. Go for my reload. I could have had the mag facing me a little bit better. That's not a good technique there, the overhand pinch. You know, it's a technique, but not the best technique. You want to pinch in front of the ejection port. It's much more efficient and much quicker because your hand can go right back to its grip placement on the gun. So we're looking at 2, 2, and 2, standing, kneeling, prone. All right, so I would say you're still standing a lot of flat-footed. Your back foot is up, but your hips are not forwards, right? So you could bring your back foot up closer and lean more forwards in. So, you know, keep the rifle up pointed at the target. Because again, you have to reacquire the sight. It's a lot easier if you're already pointing at the gun, you just go straight down. Just having the head a little bit closer to the lead foot. You really don't want to look too much down at the ground, right? I know you kind of got to watch where you're landing, but as soon as you check the ground, you should be looking at the target, staying your eyes focused on the target. And here, you know, because of the elevation, gear, etc., not able to get a good mag monopod, right? So this is where we go up on the elbows, like traditional marksmanship from like the Marine Corps or whatever. And that was the point. I've noticed I've had to do this in tall grass or just weird terrain, right? It's easy on the flat range, but when you get out in nature, sometimes you have to be able to adapt these techniques a little bit. Also, you're not centered behind the gun, so you're offset. I'm also offset here as well, just bad habits. I don't know where I picked that up because I was trained to be straight on, and then I got crooked at some point, and then I've been just trying to self-correct. Again, a little bit more forward lean. I kind of bobble there with my legs. I should have just dropped straight down. I didn't need to shuffle my feet, but I did keep the rifle up on target. So making my shots. You know, this is good to have knee pads and stuff. There's a lot of acorns and crap. I have dislocated my knee by landing on stuff incorrectly, so that's why I'm kind of slow to do this. I went here and just drove myself down to get as low as possible monopod. However, you see that there's not a lot of grip on the stock on my body, so you see it's a little low, so now it pushes straight down, right? Because there's not any meat behind it to keep it from doing that. So I try to adjust it and pull it in and do a little bit better on the next one, but you see that it moves very vertically. As you come in, you should have the rifle up a little bit sooner if possible. You're standing very tall here. You manage the recoil pretty well, I think, because you're holding it tight. And then you drop down, do a little shuffle, but relatively okay. And then here's good little movement of the rifle, so you're able to shoot fast. So blending that with having a connection to the rifle a little bit sooner and not shuffling between standing and prone. On this one, what's happening is I made the very, very bad mistake of not pre-checking, pre-loading both my handgun and my rifle. We just got into the rifle stuff. And I didn't know how much ammo was in my magazines. I figured I had enough to get to this drill, but I didn't. So went to pull, got a click. With a click, it's a tap, rack, bang. If I get a mush, then I know I need to lock it back, remove the magazine, let it go forward, and then load it, rack it, and then shoot, right? So a little just slow overall. Wasn't expecting that. Good reaction to everything, just slow.